Hey y'all, hey, I'm out here. Literally just got out the shower. Well, not literally, because I had to set up the live, y'all. Right now, I'm listening to, I'm watching more to the story. I haven't went live on Instagram yet because you all get this first. I'm trying to get y'all to come in, like, share, and subscribe, okay? Now I'm about to go get me some coffee and my yogurt. So y'all listen to me. Bye. Now I'm almost ready. All right. All right, all right, all right. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right, let's get on into it. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, hello, hello, hello. Okay, y'all. All right, y'all. Um, Let me see if I can share this with someone, with some of my buddies. Okay, so I said that I'm on here doing my morning chat. I have been horrible because there's some people, but I ain't gonna worry about it. Okay, let's get into it. Welcome to the morning chat where I tell you what's on my mind in the morning time. Excuse me, Auntie's eating some breakfast. Okay. I'm having me a little yogurt parfait. Um, all right. So, good morning. Good morning. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I hope you had a wonderful Monday. I hope you have a wonderful morning. Okay. So today, y'all, how y'all doing? So I really didn't have a eventful weekend, but there was a lot of topics that came up, and I wrote them down. And at least three of those topics are going to be in the topics today. But before we get into any topics, DoorDash Chronicles or Short Chat or the 15 minutes of fun, let's start with morning announcement. Yay! Okay. So, the morning announcements is bedtime stories with the bedtime cocktail, episode 16, reviewing chapter 21 and 22 of A Savage and His Lady. Something just fell, and I don't know what just fell. Yeah, Lord, I don't know what fell, but something fell. But anyway, so I'm reviewing that is available now on According to Akara Bedtime Stories. According to Akara Podcast, Bedtime Stories here on YouTube. Okay. The next I'll start going live or live doing bedtime stories on Instagram because I do have a lot of followers there. Okay. I may even try to loop in Facebook and see if they interested. So that part. Single and satisfied. I feel like I have a topic, but being that this weekend is Father's Day, it would be nice to have some men on Father's Day or maybe on Saturday. Have our fathers on here or our baby daddies or have some guys who are fathers on the show. But you know me, I don't be knowing nothing until like Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday. Um, I have some topics that I have had because I did not do it last weekend, last Sunday, because I didn't have nothing, no topics, and I didn't have anyone to be on the show. There's a topic going on in my head, but it's not complete. Like I'm getting part of the download, but I'm not sure. So, you know what? I want to take a moment because I just came to my mind. I wanted to starting my show with prayer, so that whoever's supposed to be hearing this will hear it, and there will get that the morning chat isn't just me just speaking to the universe, but the web universe or the webiverse. I don't know how we're going to call it, what I'm going to call it, but right now I didn't. I just want to just bless the show. So let's start off with the prayer. Holy Spirit, you are welcome in this place. I yield to you. Though I have an outline of topics that I'm going to be talking about, you are welcome to come in and give a message to whomever needs a message. This platform is not just for me or just for entertainment, but also so that you can get your words speak through me, Lord, to those who may hear this later on down the line. That the message and what we talk about will bless the people that hear it, not just in laughter, but maybe there's some knowledge or they learn something through me or get a message through me from you. In Jesus' name I say amen. Yeah. Um, I just been prompted to start doing things and starting everything off with prayer. Um, and I realized I wasn't doing that with the morning tap. That might be something I'll add to the show. Yeah, started off with a prayer, y'all. Anybody got prayer requests? Put it in the comments and we'll pray about it next time. Okay? Now, let's get into DoorDash Chronicle. The DoorDash Chronicle. I know this may be getting on your nerves that I'm eating while on camera, but people do it and stop being like that. I must not be the show for you. Because I'm not going to not eat breakfast for you. But I also can't be on here all day. Nor do I want to rush and stuff my face. So the DoorDash Chronicles. So I can tell y'all on Sunday, I went out DoorDashing, just a little bit, just a pinch, just a pinch. Okay, just see what was out there. It was booty cake. Okay, I probably would have broken 100 if I started early, maybe, but the summertime slowdown is very real because between October and I would say maybe about March, it was very lucrative out in these DoorDash streets. People were ordering. I'm dropping off. Merry Christmas. Hallelujah. You know what I'm saying? I can do 8 hours and make $200 easy if I do 8 hours at the prime time too. Okay. And then you have now, once about April and May. May was horrid. I was averaging between, I would say January and February. I was I was making 900, 800, $900 a week. Okay, a week, and it slowly went down in April. I might make about 700, 800, and by the time May came along, I'd be lucky if I hit that doing the same time, same hour. hmm So it was crazy. So this Sunday, I went out in good spirits, knowing what it was, and I go to pick up from this new restaurant that opened over here on Caroline Street called Augie's Breakfast Cafe. I'm not sure if it's just new to the area or brand new. That got to be on my is it black or not? Okay, judging on it and the staff looks like it's a black owned business. But we're gonna find out later. So I was picking up. I had two orders that came in. I was sitting there waiting in the parking lot of Best Buy, waiting for one of those restaurants in on Caroline Street to beam me for order. and I got it. I got an order from Cinnaholic, and then an order from Aldi. So I the according to DoorDash, the app said go to Cinna and pick that up, and then go to Aldi. I went to Cinnaholic, and they didn't have the order ready. Now they're literally yards from each other. It's like Cinnaholic here, Aggie's over there. Okay, in the same shopping center. And so when they weren't ready, I usually do, if it's very close like this, I would say, you know what? I have another order to pick up. I'm gonna go pick it up there, and then I'm gonna swing back and get this order, and it should be ready by the time I get back. And so I went over to Aldi, this brand new, just opened up. Well, okay. I go in, so I'm getting this order, give them the name of the order on the order, and they prepare for me. It's prepared. They put it in the bag. They hand it to me, and I confirmed that I picked it up. And there's a guy that comes in right behind me, or yeah, he comes in behind me. Well, not right behind me, but after I was there, just a second. It was like a second, and I'm like, okay. I see he has his phone. I'm thinking he's door dashing. So I go. I said they gave me the order. Said here you go. I'm like okay, and I head out the door to go over to Cinnaholic, pick up that so that I can deliver all the food. How about the guy that came in after me comes out the door and say, "Hey, ma'am," and I'm like, "Yeah, did I forget something?" I thought I checked to make sure. And I went back into Augie, and she says, "I that order that you have belongs to him." I'm like, at first I'm like, "What are you trying to say? What you talking about, Willie?" I said, "I got here first." Because oftentimes, well, I won't say oftentimes, but every now and again, sometimes we get two orders. I mean, like two of us door dashers will get an order. I'll get an order, but someone else has that order and they have already came and picked it up. And it's still saying that it's an order out there. And they send it to me. I don't know what happens or whatever the situation is. Maybe that person was going to decline it, but decided not to. I don't know. Sometimes, I mean, it's a software company. I'm going to reiterate DoorDash is a software company, not a delivery center. They don't specialize in delivery, they specialize in software. Okay. So sometimes it has a glitch, whatever. Usually, whatever, the whole thing. So I'm like, it took a minute. It took a split second to register. And I said, oh, this order that I have belongs, I was delivering it to you. He's like, yeah. I'm like, really just right across the street, right here in the shopping center. It's like he was working like at the barber shop or something like that. And he just decided I think he probably realized that the restaurant was right there in the shopping center where he was. So he decided to come over and pick it up as opposed to allowing it to be delivered. Okay. I'm like, okay, wasn't here. You say, well, saves you a trip. I mean, it really wasn't going to be much of a trip because I would have realized that, oh, I have to drop this off and the Cinnaholic went somewhere else. I mean, I would have realized, I'm like, oh, I'm delivering because that has happened to me. I have to pick up at a restaurant like that was in like at the bottom floor shop center, and then they had like residences, apartments above it. So I picked up from what was it, Fifth Street over there off of Spring Street. Yes, on Spring Street. I picked up there of some present for someone, and they lived upstairs. I started to get into my car and it's like, and you're here. Like, what? Oh, it's up there. Literally, they ordered from downstairs, and all I did, I need to take it upstairs. that happens all the time. Maybe they're thinking. I mean, and I'm think from that experience, I realize it's like, oh, you major lazy. Or I think people don't realize how close some things are when they order. They just maybe it was a deal. It probably was some type of DoorDash deal that they had since they were newly open. It was probably like no delivery fee, or especially for it being that close. There's no delivery fee. There's a discount because it's a new restaurant or something like that. But sometimes they don't realize how close what they're ordering is, or if someone's ordering for them. Because the one that I got, the Tiff Treats, was a gift receipt. So someone ordered for someone, and it's like you do know it's but if you don't live there, if you're not there, you don't really know. Or maybe it's like, well, in order for them to cash out, they have to go through the app and have it delivered, or it's a thing. So that was the craziest thing. But I got paid full price for it, as if I delivered, because I did. I gave it to them. I handed it to them. Okay. So that was an interesting situation. It made me smile. Had I had stayed at Cinnaholic instead of letting them finish and go over there, I would have only gotten half of that cost. And I believe with that, it was a part of a new thing that DoorDash is doing. Is before, when they had stacked orders, you could tell which one was paying more when you delivered once. You know what I'm saying? Okay, this one is, you could tell how much it was, but they don't do that anymore. So I think it was a $10 delivery, I mean, order with the two, and his was right across the street. So I don't know how much it was. But I'm pretty sure whatever it would have been, I would have only gotten half the price. Because if you go there and it's already been picked up or something, they give you half of the order amount because you did go to the store, but it had already been picked up by someone, and it would have been picked up by the owner, and I wouldn't have gotten the full price. So thank you, Lord, for giving me the intuition to go and pick it up and do that. That could get you a full price. You can't deny. I mean, you couldn't just go back to your shop, your barber shop, or wherever you were working, just let me deliver it. So you know you paid for it to be delivered. I'm just saying. All right, all right. So that was interesting, but all is well, ends well, was great. So let's get into the short chat. The short chat. The short chat. Short chat. Okay, so the short chat is a segment of the morning chat where these are just small topics that I just want to touch on, just a pinch, just a pinch. I got something to say. I got something to say, but I haven't really done any real extensive to give a really great opinion on it. I haven't thought about it. I have to research it and find out some facts. So that part, child. So I want to talk on this first topic under the short chat is Will Smith is mad at Eddie. He mad at Eddie. He feeling some type of way at Eddie because it was an award show where I believe Eddie Murphy had won an award, and he referenced in his speech Will Smith and the slap. He was giving points where it says, "Hey, um, let me see if I can sugar and cream." Now I have too many daggone phones that I can't pull out a phone, but one is charging, one's all the way over on the other side, and that's what I use for DoorDash. So let me see if I can pull it up. Now I'm gonna go away. Okay, I'm not sure I know I'm gonna navigate away from this main screen so that I can look up. Uh, uh, da, 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 uh, you know what the Holy Spirit said? No, you don't do that. You don't do it for this one. You do it for the main topic. If I need to pull up something, but basically, just a little tink. He mad at Eddie Murphy because he mentioned the slap and what he said. He said Eddie was going through. This is I got four things to could guarantee success, right? And he said, one, do this, two, do this, three, do this, four, and last, keep Will Smith's wife out your mother effing mouth. Okay. So he quoted him and he kind of, he touched on it, but it wasn't really, this was well after. This has been 2 years. Um, where at this point it had been a year since it had happened. You know what I'm saying? And Will Smith felt some type of way that he referenced that. And Mike possibly is considering suing. Also, Will, sit a whole hell down. If you didn't want people, especially comedians, child, to talk about your stuff, then you shouldn't have did it. You should have thought about it before you got your long leg all behind out of your seat, walked up on the stage and assaulted Chris Rock. Okay? Let's call it what it is, because everybody's like, oh, he was been so clean and so no, he's just been able to keep his shit under wraps. Okay? He's a whole Libra out in these streets, and I love you, Libra. Okay? But they are very good at making people think that they're upstanding people. Okay. But there's some dark sided Libras out here fooling you. Now, I don't think Will is one of them. I don't think Will Smith is one of them, but I don't believe that he's completely innocent and a total sweetheart. Because them Libras could be assholes. Okay. They can't. Okay. Fact and delusion. And we already know that we feel like he wasn't just slapping Chris Rock. He's slapping all the articles that talk about him and his wife and their relationship and the entanglement and all that stuff. Blah blah blah. So it said that Will Smith is mad at Eddie. Eddie don't care. Long hair don't care. No hair don't care. He don't care. You know how are you, Will Smith? Sit down. Go somewhere. Go somewhere and meditate. Go somewhere and jump off a building with a parachute. Do something risky. I'm 50 now. Let me do some things I haven't done before, type of thing. And don't go jumping off stages thinking your knees are still young, like Genuine. He's also another Libra that's a little bit delusional. Say, baby, your dance move ain't hitting like it used to. And no, your knees are not 20. I know you feel like it. You up on the stage and you feeling the energy from everybody. Yeah. So anyway, Will Smith, sit down. Sit all the way down. I would love to see what Eddie Murphy has to say about the possible suing of Will Smith of him. I don't think it's ever going to happen. I don't even think Eddie's going to even address that. He's not. He's probably, if anything, he's going to go and talk it out. Eddie is mad low key. He, he, Eddie Murphy will put him in his next film first, but you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it because Eddie is like, yeah, he's a comedian. You forget because he's been such a great actor in so many different things, and he's grown beyond doing stand up. You forget that he's a whole comedian out in these streets. Okay, come on. All right, so on to the next one, child. Let's talk about Tyrese. Yes, that's my homie. That's my fellow Capricorn. Okay. And I feel you and I understand you, Tyrese. Okay. And child, once again, Vlad, TV is getting blasted by some of these celebrities here. And Tyrese is on one today. Okay. Oh, he blasted Vlad about being a culture vulture. It was something where Tyrese said something or did something, and he tried to. Oh, this is he's going through a divorce, and he was ordered to pay some exorbitant amount of money for child support and spousal support or whatever the situation is, and he apparently supposedly, now I haven't saw it, so this was definitely going to go into the main chat once I see the video, if it's still up, where he's got Vlad claims, and I saw the little video and I saw this. FYI, my source of these two topics was from Comedy Hype, so go there, take Comedy Hype. But Tyrese apparently called on the ancestors of Martin Luther King to help him out. It was crazy, and we can't say that. I mean, Ty, I have to admit it. You have been on Beyonce's internet saying and doing the craziest things. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you remember, what do you want from me? And then later on he comes out and says that he was on some type of medications that was making him cry uncontrollably, and that's possible if he was on some antidepressants or something of that sort, to kind of maybe relax him because of what he's going through, whatever. I don't know, child. I'm not his doctor, okay? But that's what he claimed. But he went in on Vlad. And on this case, he said, I got receipts. Now, if he's anything like me, he's going to say he got receipts, but does he? But he went in, and I can't lie. I believe it. You said some white dude that says, you know how many people went to jail because they done been on Vlad, and now you keep putting my name in your mouth, telling this false narrative that isn't true. Like, really, I called on Martin Luther King to help me out, the spirit of the Martin Luther King to help me out, and it doesn't even sound right. Okay. Now he made a mention it, or he didn't die for me to be treated like this, or whatever. He might have mentioned something. I'm just gonna say Vlad didn't get it from nowhere, but at the same time, Vlad, shut the fuck up. But at the same time, we still keep going on there. Us, our people. People still gonna go on to Vlad. I don't patronize Vlad. There could be Dwelle, my favorite artist, could be on Vlad, and I won't watch it because I see him for who he is. He is a culture vulture. And I remember watching Math Hoffa, and it was one guy, I think his name is Mecca. It might be Mecca. I think that's his name, Mecca. And someone was saying how if Vlad is a white guy, he was like, he's not white. I said, okay, okay. Sam, so protecting your master. He's Jewish. Okay. We're not going to talk about how the white Jews. I'm just saying. He's Russian. Vlad. Listen to that. Vladimir. That's his name. That's a Russian name. Not to say there's no Jews in Russia, but fuck him. That's saying he's not a poisonous snake. He's a garter snake. But as our late great Muhammad Ali said, oh, it's still a snake. Okay. And yeah, he might have something to do in the community, but he's still white. He's a white Jew. That's all I got to say about that. Okay. Um. So that's all I got to say about that. But I will go in further, as you can see. I can really go on. So now let's get into the main topic. Under the 15 minutes of fuck, there ain't no junk. Eh, eh. Okay, so I want to talk about John Amos's daughter. Um, Now I can look that up. Uh, I really don't have enough space here, and y'all don't see how much no space I have here. Um, John Amos's daughter, Shannon Amos, went on Beyonce's internet. Okay, I don't call it Al Gore's internet. Got on Beyonce's internet and claimed that John Amos was sick in the hospital and suffered elder abuse. You know, now John Amos, if you don't know who this guy is, okay, let me give you some recollection of what I remember him in. Okay, I remember him as the father on Good Times, yeah. James Evans Jr. was, or James Evans Jr. was Dynamite JJ, right? But James Evans, the father, the patriarch of the Evans family on Good Times. Another, he was Kunta Kinte, the adult Kunta Kinte in Root, not the young one, the adult Kunta Kinte. He's after his foot got chopped off. Okay. Okay. Um, then he was played the owner of McDowell's in Coming to America. Okay, that's some of his bigger films that he's done. He's done plenty of film and television as well, but those are the main ones that your auntie remember him from. Is this guy, this strong black man that is being abused. Apparently, he was a very kind person. He had caregivers allegedly, and I'm saying allegedly because I haven't done a deep dive, but according to Comedy High, and allegedly, he had caregivers who stole from him, robbed him, and left him to sick or whatever. Well, he left him sick, or they weren't taking care of him well. He was out of town, if the story serves me correctly. Let me see if I can pull up her video. Oh, glory to God. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. Add. I'm just waiting for the ad to go past so that you can hear clearly what she said. Yep, this is fun. if I recall correctly, she claimed that she mentioned that she wasn't in town and that her father was out of town. John Amos was out of town. So Paul, okay, notice she said that he was out of town. He was traveling on business. He was traveling on business. Just flag that what I just said. He was traveling on business, according to her, according to Shandy. Okay, he was traveling on business where he collapsed, and they took him to a hospital in Tennessee, in Memphis, Tennessee. Okay, he called her. It's what she said, asking for her to come or come back here, see about me. You know what I'm saying? He called her from the hospital, saying, "Hey, I'm in the hospital. I'm gonna need you to come on and get me or help me or whatever." And she's going on like she's finding out he had a family member that came and to see him in the hospital to make sure he's doing okay because she was out of the country. Okay, but she got back and to see about her father, and then more things are coming out that the caregivers were not doing their job appropriately, and that they allegedly stole from Mr. Amos. Okay. Um, so that is her claim, and she started a GoFundMe for John Amos to um, provide for his care and provide for his. How you doing, Lady Queen Harrison? How you doing? To provide for her care, for his care, and to put him in a safe place to live. Okay, okay. But then later on, his son, I believe his son's name is Christopher. Let's go back. So John Amos' son, his son, his son. See, this is not what I was hearing. His son is coming out saying that he's fine, he's doing well, and his son. How about let me just go back and get his son. I believe his son's name is Christopher or KC Amos. Christopher. What's KC stand for? Hello. Um, and he came out to say that he's fine, and then my sister's tripping, allegedly, allegedly, and allegedly. I'm saying allegedly because I don't know. I'm not there. I'm just going by what has been reported. So who's telling the truth? Again, once again, we got this. We're hearing reports that something's wrong with a celebrity, and then we're having another source from that's supposed to be either the family member or their representative saying that they're fine. It kind of makes you think about that whole Jamie Foxx and that when the Dr. Phil show, was it, no, it was Dr. Drew or whatever show, and they were saying about how celebrities be covering up their illnesses. So now that raised the question: is Don suffering abuse, and he's sick and suffering abuse, or is he fine? This is my opinion, y'all. Okay, Auntie's opinion. I think that there a little bit of both is true. I think he is in the hospital. He's older. I mean, he can breathe hard. He can inhale a little bit too much air. Okay, he can inhale a little bit too much air and crack a rib at this age. At his age, he got to be 70, damn near 80. How old is John Amos? He's 83 years old. So yeah, he can cough hard and rupture a spleen. Okay, so yes, it's quite possible that he's sick. Elder abuse, though. The man, she said of her own words that he was traveling on business. How can a person being abused be traveling on business and not be with the people that's supposed to be taking care of him? If he had caregivers, how is he traveling by himself? He got to be traveling with a team. John Amos, he got a little money. He got to have a little money. Just a little. He might not have a lot as much as he did back in the day. But he gotta make a little, and he's still traveling on business. He ain't that abused. I'm just saying, just something. I'm questioning the abuse. I think maybe what she meant, she might have meant that he's not being taken care of the way she would have taken care of. Okay. Now, did he get robbed? Possibly. That could be very much true. Or she wouldn't know if he was being robbed because she was out of the country. She wasn't even out of town. He was out of the country. So what do you know? He might have told him, yeah, and maybe a dementia state told them, oh, you can have my old chair, you can have my old Rolex. What am I going to do with that Rolex? I'm about to die anyway. Okay. Then his son comes out and says that he's fine. He's doing fine. I don't know what my sister's talking about. So it's kind of weird that he was traveling on business, but you need to do a GoFundMe to help out your father. I'm just saying, y'all can't pool your money together. Just something doesn't seem right. If you was out of the country, I mean, like, make it make sense to me. Because if you was out of the country, you mean you don't have no, you can fly out of the country, but you can't take care of your father? You can make plans to get here early. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the situation. I'm just asking these questions. Okay. Sis, why are you doing a GoFundMe for John Amos? Have some pride. This is John Amos. Okay. He might not be as relevant as he used to be, but he'll always be the man who said, he got his own money. And when I say his own money, he got his own money. He's still going to be cookie sickle. He's still going to be JJ, shut up. Okay? He's always going to be that guy. Okay? And every time they play Coming to America over and over again on probably what was that channel that I used to oh god, I can't even think of it now anymore. I can't think of it because I don't have regular TV. Bounce. Then they watch that on Bounce every few years. I mean, a few months, like they do Baby Boy. He's getting a check every time they bring up Bruce. He should be getting a check. In any other movies, he's done a lot. But even if he doesn't, I mean, it happens. People use up their money, but it doesn't make any sense because he wasn't known to be a heavy drug user or drinker. He's just old. Okay. And he's been low key. So I just feel like you have children of this celebrity. You telling me you can't help your father? And you doing a GoFundMe for him? I mean, like, what are you making? 40,000 a year? 70,000 a year? What you're not doing a regular job if you're out of the country. Okay. This is all John Amos. Something don't seem right about that whole situation. Okay. And it doesn't seem right that his son is saying that he's fine. In my spirit, in my auntie spirit, it feels like he called her when he was in the hospital, probably complaining about something not being done that he wants to be done, tattling on it. Because I've been in that situation, tattling on the son for not being around or there. Okay, and he knew his daughter would be there and take care of her. Okay, the way he liked to be taken care of. I think they showed another video where it shows that just it wasn't too long ago, like a couple of months ago, they were on live singing. I just called to say that I love you, and she's in another country or somewhere not home, and they are singing. I just called to say, and the son was there with him. So is Shannon claiming that Casey is not properly taking care of her father? How would she know? She's not there. It's like she's finding out this information. Oh, he had all this stuff. Are you implying that KC, that's what I would ask. Are you implying that your brother isn't taking care of your father? Because it seems like the caregiver is the son. Okay, because even in the video where they were singing to each other, I just called and say I love you. The son was there presently with the father on FaceTime with the daughter who was not there. Okay. So is there a little sibling rivalry there? I mean, because I have family and there is sibling rivalry. And it was almost a similar situation. And you know, the daughter, my family, but one of my family members isn't there. They were not the caregiver of the father. Okay. The son was. And with him being the daughter, she can only know what is being told to her. Okay. She's only knowing what's being told to her. She's not there. She is out of state. Okay. But it's also known that the one that was being the caregiver of the father, from what I'm being very honest, and from what I heard, because I wasn't there either, is that he wasn't to what I would have done. I'd have been a little more vigilant over my father, but I wasn't there. I've also been on the side where my mom was, I was taking care of my mom because, she had cancer. She's gone. Rest in peace, mommy. Um, and I had spoiled her because I was very vigilant, very watchful. I knew her medicines, when they were taken, how much she's supposed to have. When she wouldn't take it, I was the one that the nurses, I called the nurse, I'm the one the nurses talked to. I changed her colostomy bag. I treated her like the queen she was. Okay. So when I left and came back home to Georgia, my mom called me basically to tattletale on my siblings for not taking care of her the way I took care of her. Okay. So I know both sides. And it wasn't until I called my sibling and I said, what y'all doing to mom? He calling me, telling me y'all ain't taking care of her. He said, girl, we taking care of her. He said, they don't fix me nothing to eat. They just leave me here hungry. You know, my mom was getting all the sympathy. You hear me? And I feel like maybe John did that because he wasn't getting the care that maybe she would have given him. Or he's not getting what he wanted. But I found out that my siblings, I mean, you know, he said I'm not the cook. I mean, I'm not doing it like you, but we don't leave her here and not ask her if she wants something to eat. We make sure she's straight before we leave out every single time. Okay. Now I can say this and I can laugh at this and I love you, mom. And it just made me feel so freaking special. And I felt like for the I don't want to say the first time because I'm the firstborn, so I was the first favorite. But I felt favored. I know, I did. When my sister said, I came in there one time and to check on mom, she said, you're not a Cara. I know I should be shamed. I should be shamed. But down in my heart, I was like, oh, my mom missed me. She, oh, I, if I could, okay, if I was single and I didn't have a child to take care of, I would have moved back. No question to take care of my mother. You know what I'm saying? I would have resigned from my job, which I actually, when I think about it, as I'm saying it right now, I don't regret what I did. But now, hindsight 2020, I should have left. I should have left and went home and took care of my mother for the until the end, and just found a job. My son could have went to the elementary school where we went to, and he'd have been back there with family. But I had other reasons why I didn't do it. My situation didn't. I didn't believe it, but I should have dropped everything and completely took care of it. But thanks to my auntie Forstein, man, I'm single now, and I'm in a position where I she deserves to be taken care of, and I should be calling. And the sad part is I haven't talked to my aunt Forstein in ages. I gotta find her number and call her. Because if anything, if anybody needs to be, I would move regretful. I mean, begrudgingly. I'll say begrudgingly to Rochester to take care of my auntie because she took over where I left off, and she's seen her to her exit. So my auntie is deserves everything in the world because she was sure there for her sister. She was sure there for. I pray that my sister is just as much as a caregiver for me if I needed her, that she would be here for me the way sister, my mom's sister, my auntie was there for my mom. I'm about to cry. Happy tears because I really, I guess because I'm happy tears because our family is really good. How you doing, Lisa? Um, I mean, we have our things and stuff like that, but we're not sitting up here getting on social media saying anything about, at least not my siblings. When my parents were going through whatever, like we didn't have no GoFundMe to, and I'm so thankful. Thank you, Dad, for setting my mom, our mom, your wife up so that we didn't have to do a GoFundMe for her. Now, if my mom, a regular old housewife, author, poet, teacher, mother, queen of the Hatcher Robinson household child, can do it without a GoFundMe, something ain't right in the buttermilk that Shannon felt like she needs to do a GoFundMe to help out John Amos. She could have asked some of his celebrity friends for help. But why'd you come on there? And she did mention that this was something that wouldn't have been approved of by her father. So something's not right in her doing a GoFundMe for this. And something's not right about her brother coming and basically saying, my sister tripping. No, my father's just fine. I feel like maybe the son wasn't treating him the way Shannon would have done. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he was being abused though. Do I think some caregivers robbed him of his stuff? Possibly. They have, and allegedly, from what I understand, Shannon has put in a reported the incident to police, and they're doing investigation of it. So she must really feel like he was not. She's going based off of solely off of what John said to her. Is what my question is: if the brother was there, why didn't you call the brother? Why did you call your brother, Shannon? That's another question. Why didn't you call your brother? You know what I'm saying? Like I did before. I want to call police and come back in town and find out what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So that tells me maybe there is an estrangement between the brother and the sister. Maybe a reason why she's not in the country. What's going on? Side note and last note is I was watching that video of her. Boy, if she doesn't have her father's eyes, I felt like John Amos was, but they're bigger, just slightly bigger. But boy, I was like, John, are you looking at me? Is there a little lighter? But the shape of her eyes is just like John. Like he couldn't deny her. His sons, his children does favor him. You child, child. Anyway, um, that's all I have to say. Something not right in the butterwhip. I don't think. I think there's some half truths that's being told. I think the daughter probably was told something by John. He might have been in a delusional or a dementia state when he said what he said. Possibly, I would not be surprised if we find out that he has just a touch of dementia, and he probably if I find out John Amos is a cancer, then I know for a fact he didn't call his daughter back in town from out of the country. Let me see, John. If he is any type of water sign, I'll get it. Oh, he's a Capricorn. Oh, oh. Did I know he got money? God damn it. So no. Did I know that John Amos is a Capricorn? I know. I know. I know for a fact. Hi, Blessing 9073. I'm about to be out in a few minutes. Wave at both of y'all. Um, but this he's a Capricorn. He's calling from out of town. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. Then he may feel some type of way, but he could also be blowing it up. You know, Capricorns aren't known to manipulate emotional emotions, but we're very emotional. So maybe he didn't get what he wanted. I feel like, oh, can I just be honest? I feel forget signs and everything. I feel like the son has something was is somewhat abusing and using his father. I'm just saying, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm still yet holding on. Okay, all is well in the house. But I feel like his son probably was doing some type of abuse because it reminds me too much. I mean, like he's not doing stuff to him. I think it's neglect. Like he's not around. He probably wasn't around. Okay, and he was probably using his father for his money. I mean, like he was. Trust me, I have family. This is almost an exact thing, except for the the family member did not um child. I just got free, baby. I say I just got free. My son is 26 years old. That's the last child that I will be raising. Okay. All right. Oh shoot. Can you adopt me? You sure you can you adopt me? And can you be a loyal follower of the According to Akara a podcast and videos? That's what I need. Okay. Shoot. Anyway, but I will pray for you. Hope you find you a blessed home. Now, yeah, I feel like he was probably reaching out for him when he called his daughter. I think he was. And I think the son probably has something to do with using his money, misappropriating his money. I'm just saying, I just really do. He probably, I don't think he abused them, but I do believe if, abuse is neglect, neglect is abuse. People get their children taken away from them for neglect. And I think that he just, his son wasn't there always. I think he was there for the camera moments to show that he is there. Yes, he was. I believe he may be still there. That's what I was talking about. And his daughter went on Instagram or Facebook, one of those channels, Lisa, and she was, talking about, and I think she did Facebook before, but she went on and she was talking about um, his situation and that he suffered elder abuse. But she also said in that same video that he was traveling on business. I mean, it's just hard for me to see or believe that someone was like, how can he suffer elder abuse and he's traveling and his son isn't there? If his son is the caregiver, why was his son not there? How was it that he got sick and his son wasn't there? How did John call her without the son knowing? She was out of the country, and I know for a fact you can't call from a hospital phone. So someone had to assist him in calling her out of the country. Real talk. Exactly. There's no other reason for him to be. He was there on business. So riddle me why he would need a GoFundMe. Why would his daughter need to do a GoFundMe? You know what I'm saying? If he was there on business, that means I would hope he ain't just traveling on business and he ain't getting no money. Okay, unless the caregiver was managing his money. And it seems to me that the son, KC, was the caregiver. And I think Shannon is not trying to accuse her brother openly. Yes, his daughter did this because she said that he was robbed. Financially, he was robbed. The caregiver took all his stuff, anything of value from his home. Okay. But that isn't your account unless they got account information. So how is it that if he was there on business, I think it was the son because the daughter was out of the country. Okay. I think the son ran through his money and he let him. I'm just saying, sounds real familiar. Real familiar. And now the daughter's coming back finding out this, that, and the third because the dad called from the hospital. I'm just saying. And I think that if it was done under the care of I care about this. True. Never consider that. You could. I don't know. I'm not a criminal in that way. I don't know about how you can bleed it, but at the same time, he was out of the country on business. I mean, he was not on the country. He was out of town. He was in Memphis on business. How? Way. But the son, I'm just saying it just I'm saying based on my experience and my gut is telling me the son. It was the son. And the daughter's coming back and she's finding all of this out. But GoFundMe, that just telling me you telling me John didn't have no friends, no celebrity friends. If she would have went to them on the low and asked them to help because of this happening and this is happening. You know what I'm saying? Hell, people remember him from from all his roles that he played. They remember him. So I don't know. I'm questioning the daughter on why she has to do a GoFundMe. And how do we know that this money is going to him or to his care? I don't know. Just seems like this is the second person who had a child that, or a second person, a second celebrity where they weren't feeling well. They were hospitalized where they were filming, allegedly. And you get reports that this person is sick, and then a child or a family member or a representative, which is usually a family member, is saying, "Hey, he's fine. Is he playing pickleball too? Okay, Casey, is he playing pickleball as well? Help me understand." Hmm. So, um, that being said, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. What's going on with them? I feel like Casey is covering up something, and both of them. Right, right. GoFundMe for celebrities. It's like, come on, you could have went to Eddie and said, "Hey, my father ain't doing too well. This happened and this happened." But you did a GoFundMe. She did a GoFundMe, by the way, without getting approval from John. to do it. And she admitted, like, he would not approve of me coming on here telling you. That tells me that he really is sick. He really did have something coming on because, of course, he would not have wanted her to do it. He's very private. What have you heard about Don Amos, except for when he's in a movie? What scandal has he ever been a part of? None. You know what I'm saying? I haven't heard of any. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I am waiting for the other shoe to drop. I feel like we're gonna find that there is. I don't blame him because I feel like really we didn't have to do that. I feel like the daughter is like, I don't know. I'm just saying, if you was out of the country, B, you telling me you can't help him? You said you trying to find secure housing for him because where he lives is no longer secure. Well, how about with you? I mean, it's like, I don't know. Something just doesn't seem right with this whole freaking story. I feel like both them children is doing something. Both of them are in the wrong somehow, some way. I just don't know. I just don't know. But I feel strongly that the son is the one who ran through his money. Okay. And I think the daughter is just finding out. But doing a GoFundMe though, I completely feel like it's completely wrong. It's completely wrong. It's John Amos. Okay. You could have asked any celebrity friend to help out. Hell, JJ Walker probably JJ Walker. What is his name? I forgot his real name. Donald Dynamite. I forgot. I know it's Walker at the end. But anyway, let's just moving on. Um, Someone would have helped him out on the low low. But her going on there, I think she was really trying to out her brother, to be honest with you. I really think she was trying to out him. What you say? If I ever do a GoFundMe, stuff is super bad. To me, it is like begging and showing poor financial skills. I I I fudged up my own money, so give me yours. I don't. Okay, I don't think it is a way to get help when you have an unexpected uh difficulty. Okay, now any I've done a GoFundMe, but honey, it really doesn't. It really doesn't. A- Anything like that never works for me. Some people who come on Instagram and say, "It's my birthday. Here's my Cash App," and they'll get thousands of dollars sent to them because of whatever. I do the same thing. It just doesn't work. I can't. Some people will see it just the way you are, is that you're begging for money, or you could be asking for help. Because if something happened to them, why nobody asks for help? Okay, so how can you ask for help? You know, but I'm not talking celebrities now. I'm not talking celebrities. You should have some people that will be able to help out. That you could go to them privately and ask them for help. Okay, without going to a go. But for the average everyday person, okay, maybe they don't have a mom or dad that can help them out. They're in the same boat as them. Or like me, I have situations. I Right now, I personally am just trusting in God because I know none of this GoFundMe. Nobody. I don't know nobody to have enough money to help me out at all. None of my friends is rich. None of them. And I don't expect any. If they were to get rich, they're gonna help me. Okay. Period. And I'm gonna tell you this not because I it's because I've experienced it. I've learned my community. Okay. To each his own, but that's what friends are for, not to ask strangers for help. But some people don't have friends. Some people don't have friends, you know, um, to ask a stranger. I said, so that's what friends are for, not to ask strangers for help and stating my own opinion, do what you have to do. Uh, Influential, successful friends, I get it though. I mean, like, I agree. Like, if I had wealthy friends, if I knew someone who could help me out, I'm gonna ask, but I'm not also, this is me at 51. I'm not gonna ask if I can't get right or pay. Well, I'm first of all, if I can't pay you back, I'm gonna say, look, I can't even pay you back. I just need this help. If I think that I will be able to pay you back, I'm gonna try to pay you back. Now, occasionally, I have said I'll pay you back, and then I didn't. I couldn't pay you back because got from worse to worse. You know what I'm saying? And I was in a position to pay them back at the time. So yes, there is someone that I owe who forgave me the debt because I was doing so bad. But when I uh, was celebrating the fact that the first time I actually paid my rent without working a W-2 job, nothing against the W-2, I never thought I'd be able to do it. Clearly, well, you know the situation. It came to me that I am not. So, but that person rescinded their forgiveness. Said, well, since you got the money flowing, I said, no, I just paid my rent. But okay, I should have known never to ask that friend. That's not a friend. A friend that is like will forget. To me, a friend will give and not want anything back. Just get better. I want you to be better. Also, a friend knows when not. A friend, well, let me put this correction. A friend that is has a relationship with Jesus Christ knows there's a time to give and it's time to let God do his thing. If God hasn't called you to help out, sometimes you need to let God do his thing. You could be messing up a whole lesson that you have for that person. In this case, I feel like John Amos has been taken advantage of by his kids. Okay. But I don't, it's just, I mean, I don't do it because, honey, it doesn't work for me. People don't give me money. Okay. Um, I'm not, well, no, let me correct myself. I have gotten money. People have helped me out. Plenty of my friends have helped me out where they were, where they could help me. You know what I'm saying? I know the limitations of my friends, but I also have learned that you don't continue going back, and back. At some point, you got to get control of your finances. People will. It's like, I mean, I mean, that's just natural. That's a human nature. People will fit if they always are helping you. There are some that even like John Amos. I feel like he was probably helping his children. And then after a while, it's like, okay, I'm feeling you. If he's truly a Capricorn like me, we will. I love helping out my son. It's the continue, like, nigga, I'll keep having to pay your insurance. I'm like, well, what's really good? What's going on? Why can't you take care of yourself? One time, two times, maybe three times, I'll help you out. The second time I'm asking, what's going on for real? Why is it that you're not able to do boom, boom, boom? Okay. Like I had that situation when I was pimping at the law firm I used to work at. And this is the first time I have made this. I made $10.50 an hour. working for a law firm. Beacon Hill, you're trash. Beacon Hill is a trash temp service, temporary service. They are trash because they started off with it being 11.50, and when I had the interview with the Zoom interview with the lady, all of a sudden it was 10.50 because I was black, and I found out they were based out of Boston. You racist bastard. Okay, I said what I said, and they lowered it to 10.50. I don't think it was Fragment that did it. It was Beacon Hill. They offered me less because I was black. That allegedly, that's what I believe. This is my opinion. Beacon Hill, you're fucking trash. And thank you, by the way, because you got me out of a hell place. God used you. He used you, but fuck you. Okay, still at the same time. Fuck you and thank you. How you cut somebody and appreciate them at the same time, because they did get me out of a situation that was no longer assisting me anymore. Okay, because I don't want to talk bad about that person, because I realize also that everything, some people, they're assholes, but God, I mean, there's good and bad in everybody, and there was good parts of that situation and bad parts of that situation. The same thing. There was good parts because they came in right in time with something that I can take and get a consistent income, but it wasn't enough at all. If I wasn't renting a room at the time, I'd been asked out for real. Okay. Because that little 10.50 an hour working 7.5 hours, not even a whole 8 hours, 7.5 hours was bullshit. Okay. At a law firm in Midtown, in the Bank of America building, that's all I'm getting paid for 20 years of legal experience. Anyway, God uses bad people too. Or is it bad people, or he used people that we don't expect and we think that God can't use? Look at the world right now using bad to bring on the end time. That's true. Is the person bad, or is it that what's the word I want to say, that they're just not what we think is good? Exactly. You know, or is it that we're easily accepted, people who don't exactly have the best things in life, or don't do all the right or make the right decision? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a prostitute that helped the two spies out at Jericho. Or was it Jericho? It was prostitute. We would deem them, if it was us, we'd be in the church and we say, I can't do, I can't fuck with no prostitute. But it was the prostitute was the one that helped, not the church mother, not the deacon of the church. Okay, it was a prostitute that helped. Hmm. Jesus had a whole hoe walking with him and his disciples. Okay, a whole whore, a whole whore. Jesus was accused of hanging out with thieves and all the people that we would consider bad. And he used them. He loves using flawed people. All the people y'all talk, oh, Abraham, I'm the in the bosom of Abraham. I'm the seed of Abraham. Abraham was also a pimp. He pimped his wife out twice. Okay. He was a lie and a cheat. And I don't want him. But nobody want to talk about Abraham being that. Oh, the wonderful Moses. Okay, he went before the Lord and had the glory of the Lord all over his face, right? But He was a murderer, and he called himself doing it in the name of his people. You know, Paul, one of the greatest apostles that came after Jesus, okay, the greatest disciple to come after Jesus had already risen from the dead, was a mass murderer in the name of the Lord. And God turned him around and he used him. Okay? A taxpayer. I mean, not a taxpayer, a tax collector, Matthew. Oh, he was the bane of the whole Jewish. He pretty much renounced his Jewishness, or the people had renounced him because he worked for the Romans and collecting their taxes. Like, you mad because I got a job working for the Romans? That's like you get mad at me for being a police officer. Like, nigga, this is a job. Okay? Don't get mad at me. I'm just doing my job. Pay the taxes. Don't get mad at me that I have to get you because you don't have the money for your taxes. You understand me? You know what I'm saying? But literally denounced by his people because he collected taxes for the Romans. His parents disowned him. But so did the whole community, though. Remember when was it Simon Peter? Can't remember. The other Peter, the zealot. What was that, Peter? Or was it John Child? I can't remember. Remember? And Jesus sent him. Oh, this is, if you haven't seen the Chosen show on the Angel Network, child, get it, download it, and watch it. I'm gonna tell you, it'll change your life. You might even get saved and born again after it. Exactly. He claimed him, and once he claimed him, and they realized who he was, then everybody wanna, oh Matthew, you're a scribe. Yeah, well, but Jesus had to talk to him. Peter the zealot. Okay, Peter the zealot. He had to tell them, I partnered you up with Matthew, and he was like, you sure you want to do that? You sure? He's like, okay. Well, Peter, what they're concerned about is maybe you don't know Matthew used to be a tax collector for the Romans that you hate. Ah, don't kill him on the road. Just don't kill my boy. Okay. Okay. So that whole thing. So the people didn't like him. So how do we get on the chosen child? But anyway, I got to get out of here. I got things to do. But I think that there's something not, and I think that later on we're gonna find out something that we're gonna find out either there's sibling rivalry, both the kids been draining him dry, and he's ill. I actually no. I feel that the son is draining him dry, and I think he was neglecting him. I don't think he was purposely abusing him. I think that we're gonna find that out. No, he was put with the zealot. Simon Peter, I forgot who he was with. Not the fisherman though. I forgot who he was put with. Yeah. Well, at least in the chosen. In the chosen, they had the zealot and the tax collector. And I feel like that was strategically. If that really is how it happened, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't really pay attention to those parts of the gospel when that who he put them in, because I think it just said that they put him out there. But if that was really true, that's how it happened. I can see why he did it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to work with someone who you would have hated a few years back. We're gonna show how y'all can come together. I don't know. It was a whole purpose for it. I just feel it. But really, okay, for real. So last thought, I think that the son is I think the son is draining him dry and neglecting him. John called the daughter in from out of town, he did complain about something not being done. So it was his way of paddling on the son for being there. And I think he was the caregiver. Okay, I think the son was the caregiver, and I think he is trying to say, "Oh, my sister's tripping. This, he's fine, whatever." He's kind of doing the Jamie Foxx daughter lying badly. Um, but I don't think it is as bad. I think that John Amos is not doing well, but it's expected at 83. Um, um, GoFundMe though, I don't think was necessary. I don't think he's that bad that he needs a whole GoFundMe at all, at all, at all. I mean, matter of fact, if I was one of his celebrity friends and I had some money, I would have told his daughter, take that shit down. I got him. Take that shit down. I got him. Let's figure out how you can give these people their money back. I got him. Okay, so yeah, I would have been like, take that shit down. Come on, he's John Amos already. Okay, what you need this money for? We got it. Okay, I think she jumped the gun, and I don't think she wants to use any of her money. I'm just saying, maybe she's not that wealthy because being out of the country, you don't have to be wealthy to be out of the country. To be honest with you, you could have a job that puts you out there, and you still could be making pennies. Anyway, that's all I have for you. I have no more for today. And I will see you next time on the morning chat. When will that be? When the Lord says, bye now. All right, bye. How you can follow me and contribute to this channel will be in the description. Bye.